Would you spend time pursuing something knowing that you will never be good at it? If yes, why would you do it? What do you gain from it? Hi, my name is Harlow, and this is Lingo Tango English. Let's get started.
I'm obsessed with ballet, perhaps the most perfectionist of all perfectionist pursuits. I take multiple classes a week, pore over pictures of perfect arabesques, and study online videos in the hopes of improving my dismal pirouettes. I'm also 43, tall and uncoordinated, and laughably unathletic. I will never ever not suck at ballet. And yet I go into every class with a strange optimism, that maybe this time, I'll suck at it ever so slightly, less than I did the last time. I do care about sucking, but not enough to make me stop participating in this hopeless pursuit because in the fleeting moments when things do go right, it brings me pure joy.
I teach myself piano for the sheer joy of it. My family and friends snicker, but my dog, Tallulah Bell, sings along with every note, proof that it sounds as nice to him as it does to me. The only time I know I suck at something is when I hold myself to someone else's standard. Thankfully, my dog has very low expectations.
I have a problem with using the term suck. Why do we always have to judge ourselves at what we do? Can't we simply enjoy activities? Singing, guitar playing, gardening, running, playing tennis, gymnastics, soccer, playing golf. Why not simply enjoy what we do and take it on as a personal challenge if we wish to improve? However, if we are not as talented as others, there is no need to insist that we suck. Many people wish to avoid others' judgment and eschew activities and hobbies that they feel inept in, even if they would enjoy them, and that's a shame. One should have the self-assurance to say, I'm a surfer, and leave it at that. No need for qualifiers, because by merely qualifying, we assign an inherent value to talent and natural ability. This is why so many people hate school.
At 50, I decided to go back to school and learn Greek. Now I suck at Greek, publicly and in front of a bunch of kids in their 20s who are really smart. I am the old lady that needs a magnifying glass and the large print edition of every text. I am having so much fun, I started taking ancient Hebrew. Why suck at one biblical language if I can suck at two?
I was watching Adventureland with my kid years ago, and I was struck by a line a character said, "Sucking at something is the first step to being sorta good at something." Being sort of good at something, especially when nothing big is on the line, is a joyful experience. I took up bass guitar 2 years ago. I played guitar in my younger days but haven't focused on it in years. I was never a prodigy, but I can't say I sucked. I practice an hour a day, and honestly, I don't know or care how I rank. I'm just trying to nurture the best bassist that is in me. I love it. I'm in a band that plays shows locally. We're good, we're getting better. There are flubs in every song, but no one seems to notice. That's the point of the wise line from Adventureland. The journey from sucking to pretty good is fulfilling, and most people don't pay nearly as much attention to others' talent as much as their own.
This reminds me of the quote by Henry Link, "While one person hesitates because he feels inferior, the other is busy making mistakes and making himself superior." True, we may never be the best at something, but the purpose sometimes is the joy in learning something new and the experience we get while learning. Trying new things is fun, but there's great fear in trying because of the false idea that we should be good or great at something by a certain age. Unrelated to sports, but related to the pursuit of improving a skill, I see this when I learn and use a new word or when someone else uses a less familiar word. There's playful sneering and sometimes contempt for indirectly and unintentionally exposing another's ignorance. Not only is it great to suck at something, it's humbling and necessary to admit that we suck and are ignorant in many respects. If we can admit to this and develop empathy and patience, our communities will be the better for it.
On a good day, I am mediocre at running. I do not run particularly far distances, nor do I run particularly fast. Actually, calling what I do running is fairly generous. For most of my adolescence, I was afraid of doing much physical activity because I knew I would be bad at it, and I was terrified of being bad at anything at all. It took years for me to start running anyway, despite knowing I'd suck at it, for the health benefits it offers, both physical and mental. And then I refused to run with anyone else, dodging runner friends' requests to go run together because I feared being too slow, and making it obvious that, yeah, I suck at running. After a couple of years of running on and off, I went for a run with a friend for the first time this week. And you know what? I found out that we both suck, and it was great. I'm pretty sure I'm always going to suck at running, even if over time I'll probably suck less, but who cares? Surely with hobbies, it's the thought that counts.
When I was working as a turnaround financial manager at a failing manufacturing complex with toxic labor relations, I took up pottery. After a couple of months of instructions, I was the sole amateur in a group of skilled artisans. I ultimately achieved the performance level of a skilled fifth grader. I am still not very good, and my family and friends are saturated with pottery gifts, but I love it.
I love dancing, even though I just started around a year or two ago. Dancing always makes you feel something. No matter what style of dance it is, hip-hop, contemporary, modern, jazz, K-pop, or bachata, you always leave feeling something, both the dancer and the audience member. Once you find the style for you, you just put your all into it and make it flow effortlessly. Before I decided to take dance classes myself, I would watch all types of dance videos. My cousin had taken dance, and the last performance of her senior year really inspired me to get into it. I was so mesmerized by the soft flowing of bodies moving in a contemporary style on stage, that the next day, I decided to sign up for a dance class at my own high school. Alice Shepherd, a disabled choreographer and dancer from Britain said, "I have fallen in love with dancing. Its power and freedom are like nothing else I know." She is so right saying this. Even with my little experience, I always feel so free. The feeling you get on stage is so surreal and amazing. I get a high off of just walking on and taking our places, waiting for the curtain to go up. I've learned a lot of different styles of dance, and I think the ones I loved doing the most were contemporary and salsa. I learned salsa from my mom, so whenever we have parties, it never fails to put a smile on my face.
I suck at learning French but toil away, loving it all. I can never be really good at it unless I move to France, which I won't do as I have grandkids here. But learning a language is endlessly interesting as well as frustrating. When I go to Paris and use my terrible French, I feel happy and joyful. I have developed friendships there that I would not have if I hadn't tried such a difficult path. I will continue to suck at this language and love it till I die.
The joy of sucking is when you no longer suck. When you start out badly, improvement comes fairly quickly at first and is significant. Satisfaction and joy in the accomplishment of no longer sucking trumps skill. However, once you attain a certain skill level, improvement becomes incremental, smaller in magnitude, and harder to achieve. It is more work, less joy. I played the trumpet for many years. I felt a tremendous sense of accomplishment and joy when I played my first concert as a child. Many years later, alone in a practice room for hours, working out how to navigate a solo over the chord changes to Green Dolphin Street, or the fingerings of a difficult concerto, there was much more work, much less joy. Until the performance. Then the work enabled the joy to return.
Thank you so much for listening, and we hope that you learned a lot of new expressions from this set of answers. How about you? Have you tried doing something you're not good at? How did it go? What did you learn? Tell us about it in the comments section. We'll read all of your answers and do our best to reply to each one of you.